Okay, that should be it. Welcome everybody. I go by Satoshicheck. If you are new, welcome. And I'm a coach here. I've been doing this for about 3 cycles, and fortunately, I don't have to work anymore. My job is crypto and business, and I like to come with a realistic approach, and from a very humble point of view, I really try to spot trends before they happen. And that's what I kind of want to talk about today. Kind of patience. We've heard that a lot, right? Touch grass, so on and so forth. If you have been here with the group for a while, you guys have known, even in the midst of all of this chaos, and we're going to touch on some of that today. I'm also going to be doing some more segments. I just got back to Brazil, so I am back at home base. This is just my office. When I'm here in Brazil, I want to touch on some things. So even in the midst of everything, our group managed to pull multiple 2X's out of there. When you think about it, a lot of groups were calling, as far as spot trading, loading up on Sui, loading up on this. And, those are some great choices, right? Sui, I truly believe is going to do phenomenally well this cycle. But we do have some different things at play here. But a lot of influencers and various people were, trying to say, hey, Ondo, which Ondo's a very strong RWA picks, held up extremely well, has a phenomenal backers. But I try to do the deep research for you guys, so you guys don't have to. One of those gems that I had picked up was Axelar. Nobody in the crypto community saw Axelar for what it was. When I saw Axelar, it screamed at me. At the time, it was the largest on Base. Nobody was talking about it. We know Base is basically, a layer on top of Ethereum for the Coinbase. Coinbase is a go-to chain Base. Base is a big thing, right? A lot of people believe Base is the new up and coming contender, and I believe that that narrative isn't just a narrative. It's going to take a whole nother dynamic. And in past cycles, I want to explain this because I think this is important. So in past cycles, really, I'm going to be honest with you, especially when the money printer was on with COVID. I mean, yes, there was many times that were similar to this cycle. And I think people need to hear this because some people are like, they hear a bunch of stuff on YouTube, like alt season's coming, this is coming, that, Bitcoin may drop, this TA suggests this. And I am all for that. I do TA all the time, and that's how I'm able to execute a lot of my trades. In fact, all of my trades. But TA necessarily, as far as like finding a project, right? Like you can find a project that fundamentally is sound, that may not have the best chart. One of those was Axlar. I picked that out because it had such strong ties to Coinbase, and not only that. Binance was one of the investors, Polychain Capital, Coinbase Ventures, I believe Dragonfly. Like the biggest VCs were all in Axelar. Not only that, recently they received, and this is 2 months ago, received another $30 million from Canary Capital, and Canary Capital filed an Axelar ETF. Okay. So, like, think about all the other ones. That's up there with like HBAR, Sui, Polkadot, all of those ones that even applied for ETFs. Okay, Axelar actually had an ETF applied for. I had this going for our group a long, long time ago, and so our group was able to DCA in this and catch a nice 2X in the midst of chaos. But I wanted to bring this to you guys, and I want to talk about why my bets are different this cycle. And that's what I believe people want to hear. And also, I want to tell you guys before we get started, this last week, I wasn't posting 50 trades. Like, yes, we did clean up on meme coins. We were, banging meme coins out, but I'm not going to post a bunch of trades if they're not looking good. Like if the market's just, really not looking good, sometimes it's best to sit in patience, right? And that's not what we're always active. So what I'm doing is I'm researching. I'm fine, going over everything for you guys in fine print. Okay. I have a strong thesis. None of this is financial advice, but guys, I'm here with you guys. I've done this for many years. I have an opposing view to Alex Becker, but Alex Becker's actually changed his view. The reason why I say this is, I thought about this, and he is right, but I don't know if he's came out and said this. But a while ago, it was like pick the lowest, micro cap that had horrible Ponzi-nomics, and bet on that cash cow to do a 50x or 100x. I think truly, I believe things are changing. We have never seen. Powell came on and just talked about this. Was just asked about the Stablecoin Act, the Genius Act. Powell was just asked about this and how his whole mentality's changed towards stable coins. We are now in an era that stable coins quietly. This is going to be like a snake or a predator that pounces. It's all going to happen at once, but the gates are opening. And so my biggest bet this cycle is not on AI. I think AI does extremely well, and I believe certain sectors of AI will do well because AI is the future. When we talk about 4IR, and I'm going to get to that in a second, we were talking about blockchain and AI, renewable energy, right? And those are like, and there's 4 points to that, right? Blockchain technology, green energy, nanoparticles, renewables, and, AI and blockchain and machine learning. Well, Axelar, my main bet this cycle is actually on decentralized finance. Here's the reason, is AI is being incorporated in a lot of these decentralized finance applications. And what do we know? If the age is ushering in an age of digital economy, okay, it's a fact. There is a graph that they show, and I believe we're going to be going over this on this by Deutsche Bank and Axelar. It doesn't get any bigger than this, and the ties go deep, where they showed that the millennials and down, the biggest wealth transfer, I know you guys, some of you guys heard that, is happening. And when that happens, it's going to go into the digital economy. One of the biggest things that we are looking at right now is stable coins. We saw what Circle did in days, right? In days, the stock Circle, USDC. Okay, that shows you how confident Wall Street and how much Wall Street wants to be a part of crypto. Okay, now when I saw that, right, and I said, okay, smart money is buying Circle. Circle is a stable coin, USDC. What affiliates, what would benefit, what boats would rise to the top when we look at stable coin transaction? And what comes to mind is decentralized finance, especially on base, right? We know USDC and base, okay, hand in hand, collude with the Federal Reserve. Okay, Axelar's in the mix, partnered with MasterCard, XRP, the XRPL, SUI, Cardano, Bitcoin staking, Babylon. I mean, 70 different blockchains are partnered with, and even more partnerships in that. I mean, core infrastructures, Ondo. They, they're partnered with J.P. Morgan, Onyx. They're partnered with J.P. Morgan, Deutsche Bank. I mean, the ties run deep here. And so, what I wanted to talk about is how Axelar is one of my biggest bets this cycle, but not just Axelar. I'm going to be talking about a few of my spot picks and also a few strategies. Okay, believe when the time is right. For me, leverage is everything. But I wanted to reach out and say this, okay? Leverage is great, and I love leverage. Heartfelt, I received inbox after inbox, okay? And this just happened to be, from some friends. I would just put it that way, and they said, hey, these calls that you had made on spot were amazing. I made a bunch of good amount of money. I 2x that, 2x this, but I got too crazy with the leverage and I lost everything, and I am dead broke. And it hit my heart, and I said, man, oh man. And that's why we got to be careful with leverage. Not that we don't leverage. We have some great traders. Shout out to my man that's trading on the community trades, just cleaning slate with trades. I've just been letting him do his thing because there's so many trades. I mean, geez, you can't have 20 trades, hitting them all at once. But yes, I am going to be putting some bull run longs. You guys know I like to put, there's like Axlar where we did a 300% on like a 3x. Yeah. So like I like to put some really good trades out there. And those are going to be on there for sure. And we are going to be kicking this into overdrive. Right now, what I want to focus on is I am stacking Axlar. Okay. It is a bet for this cycle. Okay. The reason why is the amount of tokens, okay, what it's doing. Okay, and why I'm not betting as big on certain blockchains, like Sui, for instance. Sui is going to do phenomenally well, but I am not looking to load my boat with Sui necessarily. I am looking at Axlar. It's not financial advice. We don't do price predictions, but I absolutely have money on Axlar. And here's why. They just released this, and I want to go over this with you guys. So this is the content. So it's talking about a layer 2 built for asset tokenization. Axlar is a layer 1. It operates, it does everything. You can build cross-chain dApps. You can do everything with it. Multi-chain connectivity, plausible future tokenization scenarios, data availability, interchain token service, settlement, finality, layer 1, 2, and 3 capabilities. So listen to this. This is called DAMA. Some of you may have heard of this. They just released this. So it's the Digital Asset Management Access 2 is a blockchain layer 1, 2, 3 platform that represents a leap forward in financial market operating models to solve critical digital asset market entry and access challenges faced by asset and wealth managers. This is big, guys. So we're stepping out of the crypto verse, and we were talking about this is a paper that the banks have on their desk that they're like, this is what we need to do. These are the partners that we trust, and these are the people we're going to be doing major business with here in the future. So Axlar's placed themselves there. And so it is positioned to address shortcomings of current blockchain and traditional systems. DAMA 2 overcomes liquidity fragmentation. And pieces of the puzzle. JP Morgan, many months ago, had a paper called JP Morgan, the Future of Wealth Management. You can look it up. I did it in a past video. They specifically talked about the biggest problem. This is what I go for. What is the problem in crypto, and does that solve a problem? So what they said is the biggest problem in crypto is asset and liquidity fragmentation. Okay, and one of the biggest obstacles to that is finding a platform such as Axlar that does chain abstraction and deals with liquidity fragmentation. So DAMA 2 overcomes liquidity fragmentation, complexity, and accessibility barriers while ensuring alignment with evolving regulatory frameworks. Asset issuers would use DAMA 2 to access a comprehensive set of tokenization services to create and distribute tokenized funds, stable coins, and other real-world assets. So we are talking about RWA's stable coins, okay, as well as asset servicing to support these instruments for asset safety and investor protection. One thing I want you guys to know is there's already an Axel USDC pair. So they are already in cahoots with Circle, in cahoots with Coinbase, okay? A layer 2 built for asset tokenization. DAMA 2 strategically combines Ethereum's robust public blockchain security foundation with Memento Zero Knowledge Chain, a permissioned layer 2 developed by Memento blockchain using the ZK Sync stack framework. This layer 2 leverages Providium, a technology that adds privacy to ZK stack Validium's architecture to provide scalability, speed, and privacy capabilities, and hosts a smart contract-based application marketplace, layer 3. that simplifies the composition of blockchain-based financial services. The Momentum ZK chain was successfully deployed on the mainnet in May 2025, and the deployment of new applications and use cases will be ongoing. So, guys, what I'm going to get to is Axelar is literally poised to become the next big thing. So recently, a lot of people were posting on Twitter, X. Wormhole got a partnership with the XRPL. I want to tell you guys this. Axelar has been the only partner to the XRPL. Wormhole was added, and Axelar already does GMP, which is general message passaging, but it does everything. And Wormhole just basically does GMP. And it doesn't do it better. They were hacked. Axelar's never been hacked. But anyways, it's something as big as what XRP and Ripple are trying to do. They're going to need, every asset available. But the big guys are talking about Axelar, and that's what I'm going to get into. So multi-chain connectivity. Interop Labs, initial developer of Axelar Network, a leading global blockchain. Listen to this, guys. This is a Deutsche Bank, okay? It's called Light Paper. You have to have a business and put your business name in. I'm sure you could, but you have to have a business and put your business name in there, and you can gain access to this this as well. So Axelar is a leading global blockchain interoperability expert. The guy who created Axelar provides a resilient connections to over 70 blockchains to facilitate distribution and other strategic possibilities. Developed collaboratively with Deutsche Bank, Memento Blockchain, and Interop Labs. Interop Labs is Axelar, so just think of those two as it's pretty much the same. Incorporates advanced multi-chain features, including bridge management, modular compliance frameworks. Remember, even Celestia and Ondo are core infrastructure of Axelar. On-chain investor registries and expense tracking mechanisms to support fund valuation and operational transparency. Where necessary, on-chain transaction data will be digitally consolidated with traditional technology via standard API plugs. Dama 2 will feature an open architecture for custody wallets, AI-enhanced accessibility. So it's combining AI, it's combining the biggest, we're trying to dive into the biggest problem, and we are looking into the future with the Stablecoin Act, right, the Genius Act. And this, I believe, is poised to be an important player. And so this is what is just insane. Access to a generational trend in investing, guys. This is what I'm here for. If you're new, I do the research for you guys. I can't guarantee anything, but if you ask me what do I have my money on, I'm going to tell you some of the other ones. And I like to keep a very short, not a large portfolio, but a portfolio I'm confident in. And so, underway through 20, positioned is in the estimated 84 trillion intergenerational wealth transfer trend underway through 2045. Dama 2 is a comprehensive, competitive tokenization solution that offers industry issuers of digital assets and funds an intuitive user interface with a one-stop access to create, program, launch, distribute, and service their blockchain-based products. That's what Axelar literally markets himself as a one-stop, one-click, do anything. Layer one. It is built to allow issuers and investment managers to ride the momentum of a generational shift in investing. Millennials are more likely than baby boomers to own crypto and digital assets. This next generation is digitally native with a strong affinity for digital financial products, and this creates a conducive environment to drive the emergence of tokenizing financial instruments as a new asset class. The World Economic Forum has identified asset tokenization as one of the most transformative forces in modern finance, guys, with multiple possibilities to unlock deeper and newer benefits to investors in the industry. Now, I'm not going to read this all word for word, but this is called what is the light paper. So Dama 2 targeted to be unveiled as an MVP in the second half of 2025. MVP, here we go. This is an interim update report to share insights in the direction that Dama 2 is taking to converge with the future of digital finance. So we're talking about big players here, Deutsche Bank, all the big people here. So as we go here, I'm not going to go over everything, but this is what Axelar is solving. and it says global asset managers blaze new trails with tokenized money market funds and crypto ETFs. Right, as a new operating models have emerged in parallel, led by collateral management with tokenized instruments. Let's see here. I just want to go over this. Fragmented blockchain and technology landscape. Fragmented liquidity is a huge problem. Complex service provider integration with traditional providers unable to perform in the blockchain space, and a variety of Web3 fintechs stepping in. Retail investor exclusions limiting tokenized products. Axelar is one of my biggest bets, guys. I just went over a few things here, but guys, please check this out if you're new to the group. We were calling this at 28 cents, hopped up to 75 cents. We had a long open on that. And we're going to have a lot of various spot plays. So what I'm going to go into right now, and I am also going to be doing a beginner's video this weekend, and I'm going to be creating a beginner's portfolio. And right now, okay, we can look. Say is absolutely just, taking a lot of mind share right now. Obviously it's EVM compatible, very fast, blockchain. But yeah, so, we're kind of in neutral. We're in 49 as neutral as it gets. These are a few of the cryptocurrencies. These are what's trending. Say, Solana, AI Cell. This is what I am betting on, guys. So these are my go-tos. Okay, the base ecosystem with Coinbase being, there in the stock market, with USDC Circle hitting the stock market. I am 100% for me invested into Base and what they have going on there. One of my bets for this cycle. Now the chart, listen, altcoin charts are demolished. I mean, they are almost at range lows. I believe they need to get to probably about 0.27. I'd have to bring the chart out, but they are not at range lows, but they were close to it. Now Moonwell is one of my biggest bets this cycle. Okay, Moonwell, and I'm going to hop over here for a minute. Moonwell, you can get paid. You can use it. It's a Visa card. You can use it worldwide, and you can get paid in fiat, and it turns into USDC or stable coins. Now, it was created by an ex-Coinbase intern, I believe, alumni. And so what's awesome is the funds and backers are Coinbase Ventures. We got some big names. And look, the market cap's 94 million, and it's offering real-world utility, real-world staking, very bullish sentiment. They have a lot going on. They are a DeFi lending app similar to Aave. And I truly believe DeFi Base is going to have a run, especially with the Genius Act stable coins. So I am looking at target spot bags right now. Okay. Moonwell, it's at a great price, right? Like if I even wanted a 5 to 10x on that, I wouldn't be asking a whole lot here, right? And I truly believe we need to be selective. I'm being super selective this cycle. In past cycles, I felt like we could afford it. Nowadays, there's a bunch of pump and dumps, right? You got to be selective on your meme coins. You got to be selective on a lot of things. In this cycle, I am being super selective on what I pick. Now, throughout this cycle, what you will see me do is I will all be throughout this whole cycle with you guys. I will be posting trades. I have mentioned to everybody, I like to keep 15% spot cash for spot trades. The reason why is nothing is safe in crypto, nothing. But if I want to minimize leverage risk, okay, spot can minimize risk. It doesn't take risk away. Anything can happen. It's crypto. But we are maturing as an asset class, okay? So what I am telling you today is for my portfolio, it will be posted tomorrow actively with percentages. But I am betting big on the base ecosystem, being Moonwell, Axelar, Aerodrome, everybody in this in our group can attest that I was calling Aerodrome out when it was 30 odd cents and saying stack up on it. We pulled over a 2x on that, pulled over a 2x on Axlar. And this is in the midst when nobody was pulling any X's except for some casino pops here and there, right? And other one of mine, super hard for AI, is not Tau. It's Hyperliquid, and we are going to go into why. Okay, those are my bets for this cycle. The only other token that so Axelar, Moonwell, Aerodrome, and I also have Clearpool Finance as an RWA. It's got a low market cap, decent tokenomics, doing some real world things, having some great partnerships. And I'm just going to put C-Pool here just so you guys can just kind of see. You know, it's not done so great, but no altcoins have. It's got some decent backers. It's you know, here you go. It's Avalanche Ecosystem, Berachain, Ethereum Eco, Layer 0, Mantle, Optimism, and it's lending, Binance Alpha, RWA. So it's an RWA credit financing. So it's a decentralized capital markets ecosystem where institutional borrowers can create individualized single borrower liquidity pools. Alex Becker shouted this one out. Our group's been on that. And that's a fact. Everyone can check the stamps on it. I called this out. Alex Becker was like, this one looks amazing. It is very low market cap, has very good utility, and it brings back in stable coins, lending, DeFi. I think people are going to focus too heavily on AI, okay? And one of my other holdings, okay, other than Clearpool, is Caspa. Okay, and we are going to go into Caspa just a little bit. Caspa actually was showing some decent strength here. If you look at the chart here on the daily time frame, where are we at? It's the daily. Yeah, so we put in a few nice green candles there, reversal from around the 6 cents region. Caspa is doing a lot. And, you know, I had to deeply really think about this. I was lucky. I got 300 Bitcoin. I had some odd Bitcoin as a gift for money that was owed many, many years ago. And, you know, I was absolutely blessed, okay, to say the least. And I was blessed with Bitcoin. And, you know, the thing is not everybody can be lucky like that. But I don't know what it is, but I am absolutely a Bitcoin maxi, and like I absolutely will tell you all the time, like altcoins do bleed out compared to Bitcoin, especially when we have Bitcoin dominance. But one thing is this cycle was different, guys. I know, like, I'm not going to be the person to shit on everybody and say, oh, Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin, and so I'm happy for that. But I know Bitcoin does no longer gives me the returns that I like to see. It's no longer going to give me the 100x like it did before. And so, you know, going into the future, guys, I am going to be talking about tomorrow. I'm going to come in and I will be talking about some a beginner's portfolio of how you can set up a beginner's portfolio for this bull run. And I'm also going to be, this is going to be very important, guys. Please make sure to lock this in. I will be tomorrow doing an important call on the market. I'm going to be talking about what's going on with rate cuts, what's going on as far as what I think for the cycle and what I think is next, okay? And so I'm going to be talking about positioning. So tomorrow my portfolio list is going to be on there, okay? Huge on the base ecosystem. And also tag me if you have any cryptocurrencies. I know a lot of you guys send me messages. I'm sorry, you know, I try to respond to all. I get a bunch of inboxes, you know, and I appreciate all the support. Man, you guys are great. And, you know, I don't deserve it. You know, I'm just a normal guy like you. Of course, you know, I study crypto day in and day out, but I'm sure you guys do too. But these are my strong conviction plays for this cycle, okay? It's going to be Coinbase, Base all the way, and I have a few others such as Caspa, It's got a strong community. It does have use case. When we talk about the problems in crypto, Caspa actually solves a lot of the problems that we always complained about in crypto. And so I don't know why it gets so much shit, but I think when it's time, it's going to have its day in the sun. But other than that, I'm loading up on Spot Axelar, Spot Moonwell, and Aerodrome. We were loading up on that early. Any dips, Aerodrome is definitely a safe. For me, nothing is safe, but it's more of a conservative play, especially with it being the biggest DEX on base, right? So, guys, as this plays out throughout this market, as you guys saw, as soon as we get action, our group is the first to respond. We run straight to the smoke. That's how we do. As soon as things go, we go. We're nonstop. As soon as that market's going, we are nonstop making trades. And this group knows that. We stay on the pedal. Now, sometimes when things are uncertain, you got to take a step back and say, hey, I'm not going to post, 5 meme coins that may not do so well today, right? But I am also going to go over my meme portfolio, which is small for a reason, but I'm going to go over my meme portfolio on a couple memes that I think will do very well, because I think memes cannot be left out of this cycle. But I do want to position myself where I believe the money and institutional money will go to in the altcoin sector. And for me, it screams base. So with that, guys, I'm out for now. Tomorrow I will be back. We are going to be talking about rate cuts, the cycle, and where do I think we're at in the cycle, because everybody hears a lot of things, but I have been talking to a lot of people, and tomorrow I am going to bring that to you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Also, I will be doing some leverage trades too. We do have one of our traders killing it, but I will be posting some in there too, maybe on his off days, or we'll see how it goes. We'll both be posting some. I'm out. Satoshicheck out. I will be talking to you guys soon. Please check out the Future Wealth Management by JP Morgan, and also check out this. Okay, if you enter a business name or you have a business, or you can probably get to it, it's called DAMA 2 Accelerated Asset Tokenization. Man, Axelar's killing the game with that, and I'm out. Talk to you guys soon. Okay, so just going here in the future, guys. I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. Portfolio will be up. See you guys then. All right, peace out, everyone.